Hello, everyone. Welcome to the season premiere of season 9. Look how far we've come. We are so excited you are here, and we are starting off this season with some very juicy content. We're doing an
Hmm.
influencer review, but before we get into it, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube, especially for this episode. We're going to be playing specific TikToks that we will be reviewing. So it definitely adds to the experience. So make sure you watch on there. And then if you'd like to see more of us, we still have our exclusive content available on Spotify for a low monthly fee. But let's get into it. Today we are going to review Miss King Krabby Patty on TikTok. She's been catching some heat recently for
Hmm.
some potentially problematic motivation tactics.
If you can call them that. Ugh. Quick trigger warning for this episode before we get any further. Big, glaring, whopping trigger warnings because Miss King Krabby Patty has a lot to say in terms of weight. From our professional opinion, a lot of like disordered eating behaviors and thoughts. So we'll be discussing weight loss, eating disorders, all that kind of stuff today. So if that's triggering for you, skip this one. But yeah, her
So
name on TikTok is King Krabby Patty. She has 377,000 followers on TikTok, and it's continuing to just go up. Her real name is Annika Christie, which I didn't know that.
I feel like we know everyone just by their usernames in this day and age.
Yeah,
So it's kind of
very
like
true.
how Bobby Parrish, that was a new tidbit of information. So
Yeah.
hello, Annika.
You said
But
you
yeah,
had like a reaction to her username. What were
so
you thinking?
because as you know, I like have an issue with reading words completely.
Yes.
Probably some disorder there. But I remembered her name had Krabby Patty in it, but I didn't remember what the full thing was, even though you sent me literally the TikToks ahead of time. I like just blurred over the name and I thought her name was Krabby Patty Melt at first.
What?
Like a Krabby Patty melt, like a tuna melt.
I get it. I just don't get why your brain went there.
I don't know either. And I was like, what an interesting username.
It is original. Yeah.
Yeah. So if someone out there is Krabby Patty Melt, shout out to you. But we're
We're
going to be
not
talking about
critiquing
King
you
Krabby
today.
Patty.
You're safe for now.
Yes, you'll get a pass. But yeah,
uh, that's hilarious and not surprising at all. I think
no.
every influencer we have talked about, there's been some kind of name
I don't think I know
mispronunciation.
anyone's name on the
No.
internet. They're all
I
like
give
whatever I want it to be.
I give myself all this crap for not remembering your name, but to be fair, you also have
uh,
your issues with
I'm just
names.
not reading things correctly. Yeah.
uh, okay, let's talk about Annika and her motivational post on getting skinny, staying skinny, avoiding weight gain at all costs. How should we go about this? Should we just jump right into the videos and talk about what we think?
I think we should start with the videos and then talk about like some like the issues we'll have.
Okay. The
Because
first one
they'll
we have
I feel like they'll go with what we have
agreed.
in our outline.
The first one that I linked is her most popular one that like fits our agenda today. There's other ones that are more popular, but they don't really talk about like weight. This one has 5.8 million views and probably
Mhm.
counting.
Oh, and we'll be putting the little videos on the screen, by the way, guys, if you'd like.
Yeah.
If you'd like to watch along, or you could just listen to what she has to say.
I said, I don't think I want to run today. And I said, well, I think you look like a pig. Oink, oink, bitch. Do you want to go another summer with your fat fucking stomach and your chubby little fucking thighs that make you look like one of those little fat babies? No. Be nice to yourself. Bitch, I tried. And now I'm 10 pounds heavier than I was like 6 months ago. Sunday, it's a lazy day. Bitch, every day's a fucking lazy day for you. Every single fucking day, you are butt fuck lazy. And here we are.
What do we think about Annika? First impression.
I feel like she is the people that are behind like the diet industry. Like
She is the problem. Yeah.
she and the whole like trying to love yourself thing, like weight gain is normal when you're not putting yourself in starvation mode and stressing yourself out. Like her cortisol levels are probably off the charts
Yeah. Yeah.
with
I
how
don't
much
want
she
to
hates herself.
speak like specific of numbers too much because of course every body is different, but saying 10 pounds in 6 months, like it's like this giant deal. That's completely normal, especially if, like Emily said, you're not dieting anymore. You've given yourself permission to rest. You're eating enough. If you were chronically under eating before or over exercising, she's mentioned like going for walks and runs multiple times a day. If you go from that to actually fueling your body properly, you might gain some weight. And that's a good thing, a normal thing.
Also, like as someone who runs, I enjoy running. So like I cannot imagine how miserable that is if you hate running. Hannah, you can attest to
I
this. Well,
hate
depending on
running.
what mood you are.
Yeah, apparently. But even if I am in a good mood for it, I still won't do it. According to my past self, I have experience with that. But yeah, you're exactly right. And that's like one of the main points I wanted to make today was you might initially feel like beating yourself up, being mean to yourself, saying that like she does, say you're a fat lazy pig, oink oink oink. Ugh, I couldn't even like say it without wanting to throw up. You might think that'd be motivating and it could be in the short term, but long term, self-hate is not going to continue to have that same effect.
And the thing is, like, she's still having these thoughts and she's at where she seems to kind of want to be.
That's one of the videos. She was like, people say that you can't hate yourself into a happy body or happy place. She's like, I did it, y'all. I'm very happy now. And I'm like, if you say
Based off
so.
of how you talk, it doesn't sound like you're happy.
I heard someone else say this and I really liked it. They said, you would not do something nice for someone you don't really like that much. So you're not going to do nice things for yourself if you don't actually like yourself. And that
Yeah.
involves like joyful movement and eating. I don't want to say eating right, but eating well, eating things that feel good for you. You're not going to do those things for yourself if you don't like yourself. And saying that
Also,
you're a fat, lazy pig, oink, oink, means you probably don't like yourself.
you also wouldn't say those things to people that you like. Like, if you said that to me, this podcast would be
It would
over.
cease to exist instantly, as
Like,
it should.
yeah. But like you wouldn't say that. I don't know what she says to her friends.
I
But
can't
like
imagine
you
saying that to
would
someone
no.
or any of my friends saying that to me.
Even like my worst enemy, I would not say.
Okay, off the record, who is your worst enemy?
I, it's either it's probably this kid from high school.
Did they kick a pigeon or something?
No, they kicked over my like $2,000 clarinet.
Ooh.
And then they like asked me out within the same year and said it was like the like being mean to
I
flirt.
was just gonna say that bullshit thing of like if you're mean to someone, you're flirting with them.
We have not interacted in probably
He's
10
not
plus
listening
years.
to this.
But he was an evil person and I hated him so much and it still goes on.
Do you think
So
he would call you a fat lazy pig?
he might if he thought it was
Wow.
flirting.
That's yeah.
Hence
That's
why he's evil.
yeah. Wow.
But anyway, I would not wish this upon my worst enemies.
No. And like when it comes to yourself, it's even more crazy.
Yeah.
Like saying these things to yourself. Although I feel like for a lot of us, it is easier to be mean to ourselves than to like people that we like.
Yes. But to post that then, maybe she's projecting. Probably
Yeah.
a little bit.
Have you read any of the comments on any of these?
I've mostly seen stitches.
Yeah.
So I've been on the safe side.
Same.
But I think I peaked a couple of times and I was like, oh, now what
Everyone's
is
like,
this?
they're like, I needed this. I always hear your voice in my head whenever I want to lay around. You're my motivation. We love you. And I can't attest to this. I don't have any proof of this, but other creators, because I'm also on the same For You page as you, whereas people stitching this saying like this girl's causing problems. People have said that she is like deleting comments that would say things
Oh, I
like that we
believe
would
that.
say, blocking people who bring up how problematic her videos are. And so all the comments seem so supportive. And it's just mind
Yeah,
blowing.
I 100% believe she would delete comments.
Yeah. It's that's the problem. And I don't know, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. One of the videos, I'm sure we'll get to it. I think I don't remember which one it is. I'll just say it now so I don't forget. One of them, she was like, well, she has gotten called out for being fat phobic, obviously. And she says something along the lines of like, I'm not fat phobic. I don't care if you're fat. I just don't want to be fat. Although she says it way worse than that. She's like, I don't want to be a big fat oink oink or whatever. And I think she's like trying to be a hero by saying that to prove a point of her not being fat phobic. But like, if she's thinking that about herself, everyone in the comments or people seeing this video, they're going to think, oh, if she thinks she's fat, then I definitely am fat too.
Yep.
And so even if you're not directly saying to people like you're fat, your body's a problem, you are unhealthy, et cetera, the way you speak about yourself online, others are seeing that and then thinking they should be thinking that about themselves too.
Let's watch the next one.
Okay, if we have to. This one has 1.8 million views, so it's also way up there.
Oink oink, chubby cheeks. Yeah, you heard. But you know what? Every time I walk, the oinks get quieter. It's like it started off like oink oink oink. Now it's just like oink oink oink. It's like my fatness is leaving in the past. And every time I take a step, it's one small step for mankind, one giant leap towards skinniness. And here I am walking in a full face of makeup because I have meetings all day, but I'm not trying to make excuses because realistically, no one's gonna ask me, oh, why are you fat this summer? All they're gonna know is that I am. But unfortunately for them, I'm gonna be skinny this summer and they're gonna see it.
Who is going to ask if you are fat this summer?
She's had
The
some
only
trauma that she needs to unpack.
the only people that would say that are the terrible unhinged family members you see at family reunions. So like that is it. But yeah. Also the like whole the pig thing, I'm already sick of it.
I hate it so much. I saw someone else say, I haven't seen these comments myself, but one of the stitches that I saw said that people are oinking at each other in the comments, like telling others, like oink oink, AKA calling them fat, and they need to go for their walks. So she's like creating this whole like community of
Fat
people.
phobia.
Yeah.
It's
And like
literally
telling others that they're fat. It's so bad.
she's literally creating like the fat phobic police.
Yeah. Like point your fingers and say oink.
Wow. Talk about not a safe space.
I feel so uncomfortable watching these videos. Like I just feel like she's going to like come through the screen and punch me in the face.
I think you could take her.
Yeah, I think so too. But like if I don't go for a walk today, like what's she gonna do? Like make fun of me for being fat?
Probably. She'll probably say, wow, why were
Or
you
I'm
fat this
lazy.
summer?
Yeah. I'm at a loss for words,
Uh,
honestly.
I sometimes I think we're progressing as a society. And then we have things like this. And I'm like, do you know
Do
how
you
many people you have influence over and how harmful your words are? And I'm really trying to like, because one of our biggest flaws when we started this podcast was we would blame the people and not the diet culture. But like do you know how old she is?
No, I would guess 20s or 30s.
I was gonna say she looks old enough to have almost a fully developed frontal cortex. So she is aware of the harm she is causing.
Well, people are telling her. That's the funny, not funny. The crazy thing too is people are telling her that it's a problem and she's just pretending that it's not and blocking them.
Oh, I found her LinkedIn.
Of course you did.
Plot twist, she worked part-time as a bartender at the Blind Pig. Did something
Oh.
happen there? Okay, wait, what? What does this mean? I see in her for her education, University of Arizona, it just says August 2020, but then it says grade is sophomore,
Oh, is
but
she
it's
still in college?
2024.
Is she a senior?
I feel like
Oh,
she just graduated.
yeah. Well, maybe her cortex is not developed yet then.
It might not be developed.
But
Uh,
like if we were getting comments saying that we were doing harm, we would
yes.
immediately like do something about it.
Yeah. Especially when so many people are calling you out. Like even if we were getting called out and let's say we were on the right, like we'd at least like think a little bit like, oh, is there something problematic I'm doing?
I get that all the time, talking about how I'm
Mm-hmm.
promoting obesity and everything, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I have to question that and like how I'm going to phrase things all the time because I've gotten so many comments that don't agree with what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And because of that and various comments in that regard, both of our content and this podcast content is completely different than it was like 2 years ago because we've changed and learned,
We've evolved.
evolved.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how
Not
long she's
great.
been making these videos. Actually, when did she post this first one? The really popular one. Let me see. Oh, in
Can't find
March.
her
She
ink.
must have like grown like really fast then.
Mm.
Mm.
Interesting.
Should we go to the third video?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay. This is me making an assumption. She's in Chicago? She's also affiliated with Barstool Sports, and I don't
Mm,
trust anyone associated with Barstool Sports.
I did
So
hear that.
this is
What
very
what does she do with them?
well, let me tell you based off of her LinkedIn. She went to, she went to their business school
They have a business
and
school?
I feel like everyone has a business school. I assume she works something in business. She hasn't updated her LinkedIn since August 2023 though, so
Mm.
oh, wait. I am thrilled to announce I just accepted a full-time position at Barstool Sports. She's a content creator in Chicago. Interesting. Oh, I'm
Mm.
gonna have to ask Bobby about this because he knows some like Barstool Chicago lore.
Ooh,
So maybe he'll know something.
this plot just keeps thickening.
I'm finding out so much. All right, let's continue on.
LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a gold mine.
I love LinkedIn
I know you
purely for
do.
looking into people.
Uh,
Also, she's always wearing the same necklaces and headphones. I'm noticing this.
she did like a jewelry tour of one of her videos.
Mm.
Born to be skinny, forced to be fucking fat because I'm so fucking unathletic. That was a mile. Can't fucking breathe, feel like shit. Worth it to be skinny, okay? Worth it to be fucking skinny. Miserable now, or miserable all summer when I look like a fucking beached whale. I'm gonna choose miserable now. All I know is I'm gonna look like a fucking $1,000,000 this summer because I'm not on my fatty McFatster shit right now. Can't wait to be fucking skinny as a needle. Have a great day.
Why is
There's so much hatred.
glamorized? Like, why is that the best case scenario? Is it worth it if you're that miserable to be thin as a needle?
And like the thing is like if you look at pictures of yourself, will you even be satisfied?
That's a good point.
Which you probably won't be.
That's what
Because like
happens when you have an eating
we have
disorder.
both been in places, some unhealthy mindsets where we're like, wow, we don't like how whatever part of our body looked. And then we literally look back at pictures and we're like, what were we on? That we looked normal.
Yeah.
I'm there's so much toxicity just coming from these videos. I feel like I need to go like cleanse myself with a little like I don't know what my comfort video would be. But something safe and nice.
I know it's just so much anger. And I don't know, maybe it's just the phase of life that we're in, but I just don't want to follow people that are so angry and bitter about everything.
We talk a lot about like the only detox we're supporting is social media detoxing and sometimes alcohol. Um, but we've talked about like following people that make you feel bad about yourself, like whether it's intentional or not. And this is very intentional. And I feel like this is just like the perfect storm for creating an eating disorder.
Yeah.
And
like I said, she claims that she's not doing that. She's only talking about herself and sharing her experience. But again, you have almost 500,000 people watching you hate yourself. Of course, they're gonna think things about themselves in a negative light too.
yeah. What happens when you age?
Like your body's going to
Thing,
change.
yeah. Therapy would recommend. Therapy's great, people. Highly recommend.
It's just this obsession with thinness. That's just like the theme of all of this. I understand why she feels that way because of the world we live in,
Mm-hmm.
but hopefully she learns it doesn't need to be that way.
And sometimes it's okay to keep thoughts to ourselves. We've gotten a little too comfortable sometimes sharing things on the internet. This has made me an inside thought. Like, especially maybe it didn't start off as an inside thought because you're looking for solidarity. But when people are calling you out, that's the thing is like, this has been going on. People have been talking about it, talking about how harmful this could be, and you're just like ignoring it and not addressing it. That's when you don't really have an excuse.
Exactly. You can make mistakes, but you also have to be willing to accept criticism and make changes if you realize that maybe what they're saying has some truth to it.
Yeah.
Perhaps consider. Okay. We have two more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If I'm on my second walk/run of the day, you have absolutely no reason to be laying there like a lazy fucking piece of shit, to be honest with you. I'm the queen of being unproductive. Ooh, I'm hungover. Okay, so you actually devoured probably a fucking daily intake worth of calories and drinks last night, and that's your excuse for why you're not doing anything? I mean, that sounds a little bizarre to me.
Oh my God.
You cannot claim that you're not fat phobic towards others when you say stuff like that. Like telling others in your video that they're lazy.
Yeah. Like, girl, you are a young girl in your 20s. You do not have this, like, this is the same. You do not have the same amount of time in your day as everyone else.
Yeah.
Also,
this is the classic 20 something, like, just get off your butt and stop being lazy. Like me.
and then like, it's the very dangerous mentality of like, oh, I ate or drank all these calories. Now I have to go work it off.
Yep. So many red flags for disordered eating. Left and right.
If she looked at our, say, like 9 red flags and diets podcasts.
Check.
There we go. She stresses me out. I don't think I have her blocked. I might have to go have her blocked just after this.
I was going to today, but I was like, no, we have to watch the videos first.
Yes. After that, we don't need that energy coming our way.
Well, the problem was I was watching all these videos and getting these links, and guess who's on my For You page or later after all that?
You got to block her.
Yeah. I was like, nope, TikTok, you're not getting the wrong idea. This is for research only.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh.
It's like I had to block Bobby too for the same reason.
Oh, for some reason I thought like you meant like my Bobby.
Like,
what has he been posting?
We're beefing. His gardening posts have been
like,
really ticking TikTok. His post about flowers just really riled me up.
Oh, Okay, let's do the last one. Just get this over with because
Good idea. Let's just get it over with.
I want her out of our lives as quickly
I'm
as
immediately
possible.
blocking after this. Oh,
we have a different scene.
Yes, this is her addressing the controversy.
Ooh, okay. This feels like an addressing the controversy video.
Not an apology, though. Make that very clear.
Oh, so
I
for a
have
minute,
really terrible news for everyone who says you can't hate yourself into loving yourself. I feel so sad for you. I did it. I hate myself into loving myself. I'm a stunning bitch now. I'm a stunning skinny bitch now. Yes, because here's the thing. When I'm like, I'm so lazy, I'm like, you're a fat piece of shit. You're a little fucking ugly bitch. You look like a fucking fat rat. Oink, oink, you little piggy ass hoe. Now I look like this. As soon as I say that to myself, I go walk and I'm like, this is why I'm skinny, because I'm doing skinny bitch activities. And I have other really bad news. My mental health, best ever, all the way up here. This is my mental health. This is like the average person. This is me. This is literally me. Zero complaints. I sit here and bitch about everything just for shits and giggles because I just have an aggressive personality, but my mental health is so top tier. The only time I actually get really sad is when I get comments that are like literally yourself, and then I'm like, oh, that kind of hurt my feelings. Other than that, I feel like $1,000,000 every day I wake up and I'm like, I am the GOAT. I am the fucking GOAT. Yeah.
Very confident. I admire that.
I feel like she's almost going for the body positivity movement, but in the very wrong way about it.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, she is claiming that it's all about self-love in the end, but
I think there's a difference between mental health and self-confidence.
and delusion, dare I say. Let's check back in like 15 years and see
15 years.
How things are going.
Miss Krabby Patty Melts. We'll see where she is.
Like, are we still loving ourselves from hating ourselves in 15 years when our life's completely different? We have possibly children, more responsibilities.
Oh, you're talking about her. Okay.
Yeah, not us. I'm talking about her.
You're talking about us ever some like we have the plot has changed.
No, don't worry. I'm not going off the rails.
Okay. Yeah. It's like people who love themselves and have good mental health don't talk that way about themselves, even if it's like jokingly. Like,
we're not like claiming, oh, I have the best mental health ever. Like, you don't say that if you actually have good mental health.
Yeah.
Or like if you have body positivity, you're not saying, I am so body positive, I love my body. Like, you're not thinking about it, you're just not talking about it.
Yeah.
It's not a thing on the front of your mind anymore because it doesn't need to be. That's a good point to bring up. I'm glad you said that.
The math is not mathing. I hope that whatever trauma she went through, whatever is going on with her, she seeks professional help, which is great, and why we have mental health professionals.
Yes.
And even if you don't have mental health issues, it's still good to go to therapy. Just in case you have something you need to unpack.
But you don't know about, that you're not self-aware of as a problem, even though the internet has told you 1,000,000 times.
Oh, man.
Speaking of that, some people have said an example of a comment that we might receive is like, if you don't have a backbone, you need a trigger warning for everything. You should just stay off the internet.
I hate this argument.
Me too.
Because like, I feel like it's like almost like inhumane to say that.
Yes.
Like,
it's like, how are we? Yeah.
Like, being kind and nice should be like a given. Like, I feel like, and I feel like this goes along with like people just posting whatever they want on the internet. People have lost like genuine like manners and like internet etiquette
Yeah.
where like there are things that you just shouldn't say because they're harmful.
Like if I post a video about whatever, my outfit that day, and I get a comment saying to go unalive myself, I'm not the problem here. I'm not the one who needs to get a backbone and grow a pair just to be on the internet. No, the problem is the person saying that in
like
my comment section.
We should not be saying these like very harmful things.
And that happens all the time.
Yes.
Because like you said, there's no etiquette anymore.
No.
And it's not because we lack backbones. Yeah. It's because we have empathy and courtesy, and we know that you just shouldn't say those things, even if you're doing it through a screen.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I hate that argument a lot.
I was watching.
Just say you lack empathy.
Just say that. It's faster. Yeah. Well, any other thoughts or things we haven't covered?
Well, I'm just going to go block her. I think that's what I need. I think the bottom line is if someone makes you not feel good about yourself, you don't have to follow them. There's also ways to work out and feel good in your body without hating yourself.
Yeah. Literally just today I recorded a video about that. That'll come out tomorrow, actually.
There we go.
It'll be out by the time you guys are listening to this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I talked about running actually in the video. I was like, I hate running. And so if I set a goal for myself to go on X number of runs per week, I'm going to quote unquote fail that goal by like day 2 because I hate running. It's not because I'm like unhealthy, lazy, a fat pig, oink, oink. It's because I didn't set a good, appropriate goal for myself. I was choosing something that like would never work for me because I just didn't think about what I actually enjoy, what works in my schedule. And so I feel like, what's her name? Annika could maybe set some, I don't want to give unsolicited advice, but maybe set some goals doing things that she at least semi likes to do. And she wouldn't need to like hate herself into doing it.
Oh, man.
Well, my bottom line is along the lines of what you were saying. Like just block, unfollow. If you get any icky vibes, just get out of there.
You don't have to follow them.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I say we choose a bonus topic today that is very fun because
I think
we'll have need it.
More fun time over there, guys. Thanks for listening. This was a fun little influencer review. And words can hurt, guys.
Even if you're talking about yourself, others hear it. It's like they always say, like the mom who's talking bad about her body, like the little girl is going to hear it and think that her body is wrong.
Yep.
It's the exact same thing here. She's an influencer with a big platform. People are going to copy, mirror what she's thinking and doing.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh boy. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Welcome to season 9. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.